Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to Mambo's Esports Twitch channel. We're in the Rainbow Open Week 3 between the Gaming Gators and Permafrost. I'm joined by Toast, both Bred's older brother, and I am GlitchJH, and I'm so excited to just introduce you guys to the Rainbow Open, or just welcome you back to what we do over here. Toast, how you doing?
I'm doing great today. Really excited for this matchup today. Permafrost and Gaming Gators, both the only two undefeated teams left in our Midnight Division. For anyone not aware, the Midnight Division is our Diamond Masters division in the Rainbow Open, so this should be a really good game today.
This division may be in midnight, but they're about to shine like the sun soon enough on Busan, which will be our first starting map. How do you feel about Busan? Do you think that these teams will probably use Busan to the best of their abilities?
I believe so. Busan's a good starting map. It has a wide variety of compositions you can play. Usually with, mecha base, you're going to see something like Fall. Shrine is more of a dive-centric map, and so on and so forth. Downtown, you can kind of run whatever. We will be starting here in mecha base, so I definitely expect to see the brawl here.
Yeah, I'm also expecting to see a brawl here. I'm also expecting just fast-paced comps. I'm looking for things that get you into the fight and potentially out of the fight if you need to get out of it just in a quick, fast, efficient manner. You never exactly know what you'll need, but that's just the beauty of Overwatch, right?
100%. The supports are going to be really important here. We're likely going to see a Baptiste Lucio, maybe a Moira instead. But that Lucio speed boost is going to be really important. Like you said, getting in and out of those fights really quickly. And as we see, we do have the support here.
Yeah, both teams rolling with the Lucio, so they're both looking to go fast. Both teams rolling with the Baptiste, is looking to just get immortality filled out, and the mini ultimate, I call it the mini boss ultimate. You could say, in the form of immortality field, as well as just other pieces around that to really get them going. But I think the supports will probably be the key pieces of these teams.
Now, what's interesting to see here, we do have a difference in DPS here. We are going to see both a Junkrat on one side and a Reaper on the other, as well as a Rhine versus Ramattra here. So this should be a really interesting clash of styles here.
Both teams already meeting on the left side. Just going ahead and just match at will. There's a fight track coming in from the side of Edge, and he's just gonna go ahead and take a swing. Ghostbell going down, showing his +5 name come true. He's going right back to spawn. Fight track will come back online. He's able to use it. Edge and the rest of Gaming Gators has the advantage. The point is unlocked, and they're able to just push back Permafrost from just not even being able to just push onto the site.
100%, and like we talked about before, that Lucio is really important as we see a re-engagement here actually once the Lucio comes back in.
And oh my God, Edge already just pushing in, and the rest of Permafrost is gonna follow suit and just join him on point. This battle is gonna be palpable, and the tension's just so high, and the point unlocks not for Gaming Gators but for Permafrost.
Yeah, Permafrost, again, we are seeing these supports go out early. First fight, it was Ghost Whale. He is able to re-engage there. But then Adeline coming in that second fight, one of the first picks. It's really hard to sustain, especially against a Junkrat, when you're losing your supports early.
And Matrix is on the side of Gaming Gators. Oh, nice side coming in from ZXC. Oh, Edge getting the fight track as well. 5v3 disadvantage for Gaming Gators, and they have to be able to pull back as well. A quarter of 100%. For Permafrost going into this, and they have the startling, overwhelming advantage.
Yeah, 3 really fast fights, and Permafrost has an overwhelming ultimate advantage right now. As we see the Riptire coming out immediately from Hatter here.
Oh, you just see Permafrost just coming right on in. Riptide coming out, it's able to get 3. The shot is just unneeded. You could say disrespectful. Like Mimi is able to get her 4th kill for the side of Permafrost, and we are to halfway into round 1, it looks like.
Yeah, and that Shatter, I think, is going to be one Edge is going to want back. You're coming up, you're going to have both supportals here and the Blizzard. You can win the fight with the Blizzard, but Gaming Gators are coming up on all 5 of their ultimates. They'll be using, I would imagine, Annihilation to win.
Edge is able to just go ahead and get 2, and the rest of Permafrost is going to go ahead and just sweep up the rest of these kills. The only one to live to tell the tale, it will be Ghostwell, but telling it would be a different issue. Just go back to spawn and tell them all about that.
Yeah, that fight won entirely off of ZXQC's or ZXC's Blizzard early, and Gaming Gators use both their own Blizzard and their window there. They use 2 ultimates and don't win the fight.
Ooh, Ghostwell just going right down to 0, but it just got up to 100 as soon as he got down to 0. And Immortality Fiddle will be used. They won't have it for the rest of this remaining fight. Annihilation will be coming out from the side of Gaming Gators. Permafrost is taking some hits as well as Gaming Gators, but Riptide is coming out not as big as had his first one, but that's perfectly okay. Not all of them can be bangers. Momo is fighting for their life. Medic Main will be able to get the kill onto Momo as well as the rest of Gaming Gators, and Gaming Gators has the point now, but they're in a one-fight territory. If Permafrost is able to just win one more fight and flip the point side.
Now, their one saving grace is that Permafrost used a lot of ultimates that fight. They only have the Shatter here,
and Shatter will be
instantly.
used. So that's one of the ultimates that he used, as well as Death Blossom coming in from Solvin. He's able to solve the problem that they had in the form of the Earth Shatter. Oh, Solvin just got hit. What a nice hit from the edge, but not much really to do about that. But Flashlight will go ahead and put Solvin down. And we're moving it, looking like to be a halfway point for Gaming Gators. And I think one of the issues we see right now from the side of Permafrost is that they're not really grouping up. They're not really pushing the advantage they have. At least now they are. Gaming Gators have to be pushed off.
Yeah, they have a good exit frag on Silver here. Oh, but that pick's gonna hurt. They should probably disengage here as they lose their Baptiste really early.
They probably should, and you're probably right, but they have to be able to just gain some type of advantage. Again, they're not in one-fight territory, not just yet. Edge will go down, and these daggers will be very, very unfortunate. And the only one left is ZXE, but ZXE will be able to live.
On the plus side for Permafrost, Gaming Gators used the Blizzard there, so they're only going to have their support ults, maybe the Annihilation in the middle of the fight. Permafrost has a heavy ultimate advantage here. Expect to see this Blizzard or this Riptide come out really early, as we see them flanking already.
Yes, and already one of the ultimates coming in. Earthshot coming in from Edge as well. This Riptide may just be huge. And Riptide, if it needs to go down, it will go down. And Matrix coming in as well from the side of Gaming Gators. And just so many picks coming in from both sides. Medic Man will be used to use Annihilation. He gets three with the Annihilation. Well done coming in from Medic Main. And on the left is ZXE, and this is horrible. Permafrost had all the ultimates coming into this, and they used all of it. They got nothing for it. Investing in depression in the form of the point already ticking up, and round one goes to the side of Gaming Gators.
Medic Man with a huge Annihilation at the end there. Permafrost used their ultimates. The unfortunate thing is, even though they get the first pick onto the Mei, the sound barrier comes out, and that just completely nullifies the advantage that Permafrost got from their Riptide. The Riptide didn't get any value. Shatter, same thing. Didn't get really any value there. So Gaming Gators was able to just use the ultimates that they were building up and win that fight pretty decisively.
Would you think that that ultimates were the cause of misplays coming in from Permafrost, or just the good positioning coming from Gaming Gators?
I think it's a bit of both, and I think this map in particular is going to be really interesting to watch, as we are going to see Permafrost come out on the dive here. Gaming Gators is going to be sticking on the brawl, so this is another clash of styles.
Yeah, and as I say, styles clash, methodologies clash, egos clash, and while only the first one particularly matters in this space, you can equate that to any walk of life, but you got to think, how is Edge and the rest of Permafrost going to be able to use the dive to push on to Gaming Gators?
I think this is a really strong dive map. You're going to be able to isolate the Baptiste really easily. If you're... Ooh, that's a good starting pick from Permafrost as they kill the Monkey and the Ana immediately.
Gaming Gators will go ahead and just unlock the point for them, and the clock will start ticking in against Permafrost. And this... I don't know if dive will work against this call. Maybe the dive wasn't initiated correctly against Gaming Gators. I don't know for sure, but I'd love to see another crack at it again. Maybe ZXE can get into position first.
It seemed like they were a little bit disjointed. It seemed like Edge kind of went in on his own. Now, this fight is going to be tough for them. Gaming Gators playing a point control composition. You have to dislodge them and isolate this Baptiste.
Oh, what an
anti-nade coming in. Immortality Field traded out for it.
What an anti coming in. That anti should have opened the door, but it's not solving good. Just once again, Sedge Edge back to the spawn point, and Permafrost has to run with their tails between their legs, and this is just spelling bad from worse. That anti from Mimi was huge, but it just wasn't capitalized on.
Now, I'm not entirely certain what's going wrong with the dives, but from what I can tell, it seems like ZX and Hal are just not going in at the same time as Edge, and that slight few seconds of another anti-nade coming in. But those slight few seconds are a huge difference with Monkey in this meta right now. He's going to die quickly. You have to make sure you're getting this kill early as the Pulse Bomb comes out.
And Mr. Field will be used. The mini boss ultimate is gone. Sound barrier will be used as well. Invested just to keep everyone alive. Hat is gonna go down as well. If not for the duplication coming in on the Ramatra, needs to block some of this damage coming in, and needs to be able to build up the ultimate for 8 seconds on the ultimate time it comes out. You know, the Blizzard coming in from Chopsuke, and that would just separate off some of the space coming in. Be able to just space out the side of Permafrost, and it just seems like it's working. Gaming Gators is looking like it's on the wall. Saba getting ZXE, and that's both of DPS down. That's your damage output just out of the way. Edge used the bomb of Ace to try to get something in. He is able to get Ghostwell, but just Ghostwell from the looks of it. And they're coming in to try to keep him up, but Mimi is not able to heal up all the damage coming in. And this is looking to be just so bad. Bounty is looking to go into the side of Gaming Gators unless Permafrost does something cool.
Oh, and they just barely can't get the touch there. Yeah, that last fight, really chaotic, which is a fight that if you're Permafrost, that's exactly what you want. You're going to be able to isolate someone easily, but they just aren't able to focus fire on anybody, and that lets Gaming Gators just build up those big ultimates like the Blizzard, which just completely end the fight for you.
And it's so unfortunate because I think Permafrost had a lot of opportunities to win this point and win this whole entire map. But I just think that there was just some issues, and this is such a nice play coming from Medic main. But again, it's unfortunate because I think it was just misplays coming in from Permafrost, and we were talking about if the ultimates used at the very tail end of Mecha Base was the cause of misplays coming in from Permafrost or good plays coming in from Gaming Gators. You said both, and I don't disagree with you. However, I'm starting to see that the issues are really starting to show themselves on the side of Permafrost.
100%. I think Permafrost just needs to focus fire just a little bit more. They had some really good anti-nades coming in from I don't quite remember if it was Mimi or Momo. That iconic support line, really good anti-nades, some really strong engagements. One fight they even killed the Baptiste early, but they just aren't able to close it out. When you kill the Baptiste against a brawl comp, you should be winning that fight unless you lose someone immediately in return, and they just weren't able to close it.
Right, and it's so unfortunate because I hate to see a team just lose like that, because I like to see games go down to the wire. Because Toast, I think we've done a few casts before it, you and I have, and I like to see teams go back and forth, battle to the very limit, and I just think that Permafrost needs to just shake them things up, just iron out some kinks, and they'll be just fine, because that was a good map all around. The dive just wasn't working on the second round.
100%. Their brawl actually looked really clean. They just barely lost that last fight based off of that sound barrier really coming in from Gaming Gators. I would imagine you want to try and opt into a more brawl-centric map, but we are going to be seeing the map pick come out for Blizzard World, which historically is a much more dive-centric map. What do you take of this?
I've gotten so many comp picks wrong on Blizzard World. I don't even want to guess anymore. But I do say this though. So far from what I've seen, if you're on the defending side, you want to be able to deny the space of the other team going in. So here's what I say, and that time's a charm. Attacking side will go dive, and the defending side will go like brawl-ish, bunk it down, just stay with me, and we'll all be fine. Or maybe I'll be wrong again. Why not? Let's think do that.
Even on defense, you can play the dive, but you see a lot of times people opt into something like that Hanzo, which allows you to play that really long sight line that first point has, even second point really. Blizzard World has really long sight lines. When you have something that gives you immense pick potential like that, it helps out a lot. As we see Hatter on Permafrost is going to be opting into the Ashe on attack here. We are going to be seeing a Reaper May brawl coming in from from Gaming Gators on the defense though.
And yeah, looking at these two comps again, styles clash, and it's just as expected. Bunk it down for the defensive side, attacking side will go dive, but I'm not too sure how I feel about the dive after what I've seen from round two. Just a small sample size from what I've seen from Permafrost with the dive on round two. I hope I'm wrong, but I like to see a comp switch up from Permafrost.
I think the saving grace from Permafrost is Gaming Gators has little to no long range damage. That you're playing Genji Ashe, take advantage of that damage, poke him down, whittle him down before you go in.
Right, and you already see Edge is just gonna wait expeditiously for the rest of Permafrost to just come in before pitching right onto the top high ground against Gaming Gators, and already forced out. It's just a bit of soft dive. There's nothing to worry about. Just coming on the nade was used, and he's walled off. Edge just walled off, and that's gonna take some chunk of time off, and Gaming Gators, not Gaming Gators, I'm sorry, Permafrost has to go ahead and just go back.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate turn of events there. The nade that was meant for Edge ends up hitting Momo as they... And then the wall coming in from Chomsky, walling off Edge. It's really hard to win that fight when both of those things go wrong for you early.
Yeah, and what wonderful wall coming in from Chomsky to be able to just wall off Edge, obviously. But it looks like Edge and the rest of Permafrost is just gonna go right down the point, and he doesn't use his bubble. That's so unfortunate. And not the Nemesis Swarm will go ahead and just make Edge go right back to spawn. And Medic Man ain't done yet. Mimi's going down, and Mimi goes down, and Hannah's going down, and I don't know. Medic Man ain't showing to be a main of the medic. Maybe a demo man, soldier, scout, not the medic.
Maybe a heavy even, yeah.
No, yeah. I'll take a heavy at this point, not medic, no.
Now, that fight, actually, the angle we had there gave a lot more context as to why Edge died early.
Right.
Ramatra used, which makes it so he can't jump out, so he's just stuck there and he gets permanently melted down by that Reaper and that May.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left on for the side. Permafrost is just going onto site A, and Bob will be used from Haddon just try to get some site presence onto the site. And ZXE will invest in Dragon Blade, and Edge is coming into a system, but Edge is going continuously and repeatedly getting low and not being able to really be in the fight all that much. But that's perfectly okay as ZXE is able to get 2, never scratch that, make it 3, and Haddon is able to get the 4th pick on the side of Permafrost, and they're finally able to get this point unlocked. Well done coming in from Permafrost.
Yeah, and this second point, a lot better for the dive than first point. You get a lot more angles to play around. And ultimate-wise, you use both of your DPS ults, but you trade it for both support ults. So you take that. You're coming up in both of your support ults and your tank ult versus 2 DPS ults and a tank ult. That's a pretty balanced trade.
Right, and I think that one, and you're exactly right. When you use your Dragon Blade, especially in the shape that it's in right now, and you have the backup of the rest of your team, it can be used expertly well and really well as well as this dive coming in from the side of Permafrost. And I'm glad I'm proven wrong, because they're able to just separate off some key members of Gaming Gators, and it's working well.
And this is exactly why dive is so good on second point. If you're playing against a brawl, you can just completely surround them, as we do see Hatter come down immediately due to annihilation. We do see Nano on the monkey though onto Edge. Primal Rage popped. He's still on cart.
And Edge will go ahead and use Primal Rage just to get himself out of a sticky situation. He did have the Nano. That damage resistance may seem captivating. However, I'm not taking a 1v4 without the rest of my team.
Yeah, probably not a great idea there, as they are going to use the Primal Rage and the Nano that fight. Only have the Rally, which they popped early, coming up on the Blade, but you have almost 4 ultimate for Gaming Gators here.
Yes, and Blitz will go ahead and be used as well from Chomsky. And another Dragon Blade coming in from ZXE. Will we expect another 3-piece coming from ZXE? Does not seem to look like it so far. Medic Man, again, proving that he's able to just keep on going in. Solving, try to use Death Blossom, but quickly gets cut down from ZXE. Medic Man will go ahead and just get ZXE as well. And Trace is coming in left, right, and center. Stock market action coming in from both teams.
Yeah, and the fight's not quite over yet, but Permafrost has a much better position. Gaming Gators kind of stuck in this room right now. Coming up on another Primal Rage here for Edge. He's going to be able to just hold him here for as long as you want.
Another Primal Rage coming in from Edge. Where did he get the ultimate charge for that? That's crazy. And again, the trades are just coming in back and forth, right and left, front and back, however you want to put it. And Edge is still Edge, and ZXC is just pushing in the narrative and pushing the advantage of what they have. It may seem a bit neutral, but they have the support, and Edge needs to go back. Once again, good play coming in from Gaming Gators, just good to be able to push out Edge, but Edge will be back in the fight like a way back mixtape. And this is just so back and forth, and I don't know who is gonna win this.
Now, wait for this annihilation and coming in from Medic Man. He's gonna go in with this. There's no ultimates to meet it on the side of Permafrost. This could be a free fight win if they play it correctly.
If they play correctly, and that is the most operative void, and Medic Man will go ahead and be a Nemesis one, and maybe combo this into annihilation. If I were Ben Man, he wouldn't know he was not if Edge were to jump away, and ZXC is quickly and able to just get these picks coming in, and they're just so consistent. ZXC is proven to be one of the key members of Permafrost. I'm sorry, I almost said the wrong team.
It's okay, it happens to the best of us. Now, I think Gaming Gators is misplaying this brawl comp a little bit. They're giving Permafrost way too much time to set up around them. They're setting up in areas where they're very easily surrounded, or they're just completely off point. You need to be taking the initiative with something like this annihilation here.
Right, and Medic Man is gonna be able to get another pick onto ZXC, and now she will go ahead and come in, looking to try to get Mimi. and Mimi's so low, but with the rally coming in, I was gonna say it may be hard, but Mimi will go ahead and go down. And the only person you have left is on your support side is Momo, and Hada goes down as well for the damage. And this may just be a fight reset. 40 seconds left on the clock, and that fight probably lasted longer than some historical wars with 30 seconds left on the clock.
I want to say that was a 4-minute fight or so. Neither team could really close it out. Permafrost did get a lot of progress there. They're coming up on 4 ultimates here. 4 ultimates coming up for Gaming Gators as well, as we see the Primal Rage invested immediately.
Yes, and Gaming Gators needs to be careful not to let the card be C9. Also, it'd be very embarrassing. It's just very demoralizing. More so the first part than the second part, but that's just me. The Edge with the Primal Rage, ZXZ with the Dragon Blade, and just there's so many ultimates being used right now, I can't keep track of it all. And all I do know is that I think that Permafrost is winning, and they did win this. Nice, not Permafrost, Gaming Gators is winning this, and they won the entire fight, and they got the point to not be able to go into the second section. Well played coming in from Gaming Gators.
Yeah, just barely winning that out for Gaming Gators. If that fight lasts maybe 10 seconds longer on the fight, Permafrost might win that. They were getting picks at the end. Their saving grace was Permafrost was banking a lot into that Nano Blade, and Gaming Gators still had the beat. Right. So it really wasn't able to get much value, and as you said, a lot of ultimates traded back and forth that last fight. It reminds me of that screenshot of the double shield sim walls that everyone's so familiar with.
You mean triple shield?
Yeah, the triple shield comp. Gaming Gators just when they play aggressive, they are winning these fights pretty decisively. They just need to make sure that they are actually taking the initiative, as this is going to be an interesting matchup for them, as we are going to see Permafrost come out with the Pharah on the defense here.
Yes, and I love Pharmacy coming in from teams. It's an old classic combo. It's like what's we call it? Peanuts in baseball games. It's a classic combo that can't go wrong.
Yeah, classic something like that.
Correct. And I think that when you combine that with the fact that you also have ZXC on the Kree and not Kree cast, and ZXC, can we just sing his blessings real quick? ZXC is proving to just get consistent picks night in and night out. It was just funny, which apropos is Midnight Division, but ZXC is getting so many consistent picks.
Now, going back to the game just a little bit, Gaming Gators really need to play their rotations really carefully here.
Yes.
They're playing a Death Ball comp, which already means you have to do that, but now going as if you make one misplay on your rotations, you're going to lose somebody. I've seen it a million times before, and as we see Baptiste immediately getting shot.
And just like that, the fight is over. Oh, if the fight was over, then this fight is like discontinued, and the fight just is over with Chomsky going down as well from the side of Hatter. And this Pharmacy combo is looking to just be a bit too much of a nuisance for the side of Gaming Gators.
I'd imagine we see a comp switch here, as we do see Solver switch over to the Cass. This Pharmacy on this first point can be really oppressive. We're going to see a Diva come out from Medic Man as well. Full comp switch here. This Pharmacy can be really oppressive, I'm sorry. And like I said before, you need to be really careful with your rotations. What I'm scared about now is you're already 55 to a barrage. If you're Gaming Gators, are you going to get a little too overconfident that you switch comps and mess up your rotations a little bit? And it looks like they might be already.
Yes, and we obviously had it already halfway up to ultimate, upper halfway, and Salva going down. Salva's who looked to look like to just go down is not going to go down to spawn, and that would put them at an overwhelming disadvantage. And just Edge has all the support in the world, because you have the rest of your supports on the high ground or in the air in the form of Momo, and Edge is already looking to be on the brink of death. It's not gonna be on route to it though. Salva, I'm sorry, will go down to the barrage coming in from Hatter, and Hatter is proving to be just such a dominant force on this Pharah.
Hatter is playing out of his mind right now. I also want to bring a lot of credit to Mimi and Momo. These two supports, Mimi is hitting some insane anti-nades, whether or not they're always being, but insane anti-nades, both for her team and against the other team, and Momo is doing a phenomenal job of keeping Hatter up. Solver's hitting a lot of shots. It doesn't matter. He's the only one being able to do it.
Yeah, and this isn't a dig against Chomsky, and because it's just projectile versus hit scan, and Salva is able to just put on the pressure. But maybe this Blizzard will prove better than the mid. Well, I guess pre-ultimate rather than the post-ultimate is what I'm trying to say.
Now, a lot of ultimates coming out for both teams. Gaming Gators is going to have 5 here. As Solver goes down immediately anyway. Huge nade from Mimi. Almost gets 2. Solver goes down anyway. That should be a reset coming in from Gaming Gators.
Yes, and Medic Main not going down. I'm sorry, but will be getting their ultimate coming in soon in the form of self-destruct and just trying to deny as much ultimate charge coming in from Hatter, preventing a second barrage. Which now I wouldn't be worried about the barrage. The barrage ain't what I'm worried about. It's the rocket damage.
Yeah, the rocket damage
coming in,
and a nano on either the Pharah or the monkey here. We are going to see a lot of ultimates. Last fight just traded Valkyries. There's going to be a lot of ultimates coming in, especially with under a minute now in the time bank.
Oh, Deadeye coming in, not able to get much of anything. ZXC not really getting as much use from Deadeye as much as he wanted, but Edge pitching it with the nano, and must getting nano. What is this? And Deadeye being used as well, and Edge gets shot down. And this is gonna be bad for the side of Permafrost. This is just turned worse for them. ZXC goes down, and Mimi goes down, and just all falls down like a deck of cards. Barrage coming in from the side of Hatter, not getting able to get much, not able to really overturn this. Really gets one, not two. The rest coming in just nullifies one of them. Salvo will come back alive, as well as the hopes and dreams of this map going live for Gaming Gators.
Now we do see Hatter switch here, and what I want to bring attention to is Mimi accidentally nanoed Momo that fight. I believe they were trying to nano Solver, but I'm sorry, wrong team. Ghost Rail accidentally nanoed Adeline, and I want to say Adeline has way more self-control than I do. Personally, I would have whipped out the Glock when I'm getting nanoed with Mercy, but a lot of self-control pockets their support, their DPS, and they are able to win that fight.
If I get nanoed as Mercy, I'm pulling out the pistol, and you ain't see me anytime soon. But going back to the game, ZXC on the Echo, and ZXC once again has been proven to be a dominant force for the side of Permafrost. 2 minutes left on the clock and they have to be able to just push. Gaming Gators has to be able to push this into the first section and that's just all they need to do. The Valkyrie coming in from the side of Adeline, and just so many else was coming in soon, quick and fast. Blizzard coming in, Chomsky getting low, needs to be picked back up, and they are able to. Chomsky going down as well. Never mind I just said.
I was about to say that's a huge advantage that they got off that Blizzard, but that pick, while it does get res, is huge. The Dragon coming out now. Self-destruct coming in from Medic Main. A lot of ultimates being traded by both Duplicate or the Nano come up next.
Yes, and it looks like Duplicate will be able to come out next now, and this is going to be another long fight, isn't it? I can just tell that ZXC is going to be able to just get the ultimate really quickly. ZXC using the self-destruct from the Echo using Diva. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and Permafrost has to be able to not be C9 again. Drawing out the fight by staggering out Ghostwell, and 1 minute left on the clock for Gaming Gators to just try to do something with it.
Now, Gaming Gators does have some ultimates here. They have the Nano, they have the Deadeye. They are going to switch back over to the Ramatra now. You're coming up on a Nano, a Monkey ult, probably a Primal here. This is going to be difficult to win. You have to be have an ult like this. You need to be taking the tempo early and taking the fight directly to them.
And it looks like they're just taking your advice. Unless you have the stream open, Edge has the nano boost online. Salve will go ahead and get Mimi down, but that maybe just be okay. Riley's gonna be up soon. Momo's still up, and Edge is still just pushing the advantage. Half a minute left on the clock for Gaming Gators, but half a minute is gonna go by in the blink of an eye. If Permafrost can keep this advantage up, 20 seconds left and counting. Man, Toast, what do they need to do? What do Gaming Gators need to do here? This is gonna go down to the wire, man.
Gaming Gators need to make sure that this fight is drawn out here. They have a Nano. They're coming up. The big thing is you need to make sure you get this Annihilation up. The Annihilation is going to win you the fight if you're able to get it up. And a big pick coming in on Chomsky, coming in from Hatter.
And now the question is, will Annihilation be used? Maybe with the help of this Nano, but without it, I don't think so. 75%, but if that is a win condition, they need to be able to get it now. Quick, fast, in a hurry. 80% for Medic Main's Annihilation. And Edge denying the value of the point, getting to the last section, and this is gonna go down to the wire, man. I don't know who's gonna win this, and this is just so exciting. Annihilation is up. Annihilation is up, and Gaming Gators is looking to just win this. Mimi and Momo go down, and Value was used, but it wasn't used for much, and that's so unfortunate. Medic Main is able to propel them and the rest of Gaming Gators into the second map win.
That was a really close final fight. Permafrost really looked like they had the advantage there, especially with that opening pick on a Chomsky. But like we were talking about, Gaming Gators is able to sustain that fight a little bit, starting with the Nano, then you have the Valkyrie. Really hard to kill the Ramatra when it's getting double popped like that. And then once he
Yes.
gets that annihilation up, it's just so hard. The big advantage that the dive has is being able to surround the brawl. When you have an ultimate that's just going to attack you no matter where you're coming from, it's really hard to get value on.
Yeah, I think that hot take. I think Annihilation's one top 3 ultimates in the whole entire game right now. I truly do mean that because because what happens? You can combo it off of your Nemesis form. We can get 8 seconds off anyway. Trust me, I know I've used the combo before. You just go to Nemesis form, press Q, and you get it for an extended duration of time. And Nemesis form already does a ton of damage, right? So, and you combine that with the fact that you have leeches coming out of your body. What I don't know what those purple strings coming out is purple Kool-Aid. I don't know, but you have those coming out as well, and that just extends the time that they have that the Ramattra has in Nemesis form, and that's just such a strong ultimate to use.
Yeah, there's really only 2 things you can do against a Ramattra ultimate. That's either burn him down really quickly, which if you're getting double pocketed is going to be really hard to do, or you're just disengaging really quickly. But when it's that close to the finish line and you don't have a Lucio, you really can't do that. Now, Gaming Gators has shown they want to play the brawl here. Permafrost, contrary to what we thought after first map, showed that they actually had a pretty solid dive. Where do you think that they take this on this escort map?
Man, I'm not the biggest fan of, and this isn't against the team at all or against the players. I would like to see a comp switch up because sample size I've shown, and this may be just because Gaming Gators is just good against dive, but sample size has shown that dive just isn't really working, right? So and this is on both attack and defense. So I'd love to see a comp switch up, and this goes double for the escort now.
100%. And we do see Dorado coming out, which is another dive-centric map. Now, what I would like to see out of Permafrost is clearly there's a bit of disconnection between your DPS and your tank. I would love if they just committed into that more Tracer Sombra style of dive. It's much harder to be disjointed playing like that, just because your Sombra is keeping everything together and making sure everyone knows exactly, being able to go behind the enemy lines and get a hack off. You can get those picks really early.
Right, and I would love to see what Gaming Gators and Permafrost will do. Do not miss anything. This is the Rainbow Open Week 3. We'll be right back with a 5-minute break. See you then. Welcome back or welcome in to the Rainbow Open in week 3 between Gaming Gators and Permafrost. And if you guys did not see the last 2 maps, please go and watch it. Those were barn burners, if I could say so. Toast, how you feeling about those maps, man? Those are just I can't stop gushing about them, man. I don't know what it is about this match. 2 undefeated teams coming head to head. I don't want to say Goliaths because it's just too early to tell, but just 2 undefeated teams just meeting each other. Someone's got to lose.
Someone's got to lose, and right now it is looking like Permafrost, unfortunately. It has been 2 really close maps. Barely lost both of them. The potential for a 3-0 is there. I'm hoping it doesn't, because that would not be a telling storyline for this map. It's been really close. I think on Permafrost's side, especially when you look at their support line, they have been playing out of their minds.
Right. And yeah, and it's just we got to start gushing about some of these players, man. Mimi, this girl right here, just hitting nades left, right, and center, and just keeping up edge as much as she possibly can. And this isn't not a knock against Edge, but just Mimi's just building him up. And who are you liking so far?
I mean, we talked about it in the break. I also am a huge fan of Mimi right now. Too, but she is hitting some huge nades, and as she submitted as her fun fact, she's calming influence. You can definitely see that in how she's playing. She's playing with confidence. Permafrost is going in based off of her engagements coming from a support, which is interesting, and we are going to see her staying on the Ana here. He's going to be opting into a dive on.
Yes, and I personally agree with this, because on a map like Dorado, you need to have the long sight lines, whether it be Widow, Hanzo, Ashe, Ana, whoever, whatever. You just need to be able to keep the long sight lines in. I think Mimi's Ana has proven to be very, very beneficial for the side of Permafrost.
Now, what I'm a little bit concerned about is Gaming Gators on the defense here. They have a very strange death ball type of composition here. It might be hard for watch this.
And very unfortunate blender coming in from ZXE. I'm not just gonna move past that.
We're not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, sticky bombs coming in from the side of Hadid, just force out the fake coming in from Alden, and it's just many small things like that really do add up over time. I'm sure Alden has the fade back, but you never know. Dav coming in onto Permafrost, onto Gaming Gators, I'm sorry. And Ghostwall already goes down. That's the speed down. Alden goes down. That's both his supports gone. And Edge may go down as well. And just Chase coming in back and forth. And there's just a battle of attrition so far. And Momo is not going to die to a Baby Diva or Chomsky. And it's
Momo, huge
very quick fight.
Cleanup. Yeah, Momo got a huge cleanup there. You're getting those picks early on behalf of Permafrost, which is really good. I think Gaming Gators, you need to be playing way more together. If you're playing on high ground, you can't really drop and then go back up. Your Moira's just gonna be left on her own there, and you have to be careful about playing together when you're playing a Moira Lucio comp.
And Gaming Gators will go ahead and just stop the point so far, and that's about as much point as they'll get at this moment in time. But they still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to work with. They have plenty of time on the clock, and especially when you think about how far away the payload is from the point, man, they have so much time in the clock. But this is what Gaming Gators mindset really comes in on how they want to approach this, because this is defense. And Chase postbomb coming in from ZXE, not able to get much, but a duplication will come in from and another postbomb getting in as well. A self-destruct coming in for the side of the original Diva, coming in from Medic main, not able to get much. And ZXE will Hadid will go ahead and get ejected and go right back to his original form in the form of Echo. Edge doesn't have Palmer Ridge, will decide to invest it. Edge is just bouncing people left, right, and center, and the fight is just going on and going on. It's just another battle of attrition.
Yeah, not able to close out the fight on behalf of Permafrost, which we've seen a few times. They're coming on both their support roles here. They could re-engage. You have to be careful with this Death Blossom, though. Especially this Death Blossom Coalescence. It's going to be really hard to win this fight if you're not playing correctly.
Yes, and Nedibus will go ahead and come in for the side of Permafrost and just try to push the advantage as much as they can. Medic Main and Solvit will go ahead and try to just as well push the advantage on their side. But just so much going on right now. Momo using his Valley to just keep his team up, keep him up. Ooh, ZXE getting the sticky onto Chomsky, and that opens the door right open for Permafrost to just go on in. Salva will go ahead and invest the Death Blossom, not able to get much of anything, making it more of a Blossom than a Death Blossom. But I digress. Medic Main Medic Man will go ahead and take down Mimi, but what can you really do? Medic Man getting demeched, and nothing that he can do is just survive.
They invest the duplicate here, which is a little interesting, as the fight was pretty much over. You will be getting some contestant coming from the supports on behalf of Gaming Gators. This fight actually is...
This fight's still going. This fight's still going. Wait a minute. Hold on. Permafrost is still in this fight as well as Gaming Gators, and the fight's still going on. I thought this fight was over and done with, and this fight's still. What is happening? Neither team has really been able to really seal the deal. 30 seconds left on the clock. Self-destruct sequence coming in for Medic Man. Not able to get much, but that's perfectly okay. Spaces out the side of Permafrost. 20 seconds left on the clock. And counting, and this is just going to be so close. The first point hasn't even been unlocked yet.
You know, not many ultimates coming up for Permafrost. You have the Pulse Bomb, maybe get a pick out of that. You're coming up on the Nano. Going up against the Sound Barrier, though, it's going to be hard to get any value off this Nano.
Yes, and 10 seconds left on the clock. Overtime will probably come in. Sound Barrier will be used from Ghostwell for Gaming Gators. Edge going down as well, and this is going back towards. Oh no, ZXC going down as well, and this is not what you want to see if you're on the side of Permafrost. And it's just so bad. The Raid Boss coming in from Momo, but not really able to really use it, as the round 1 is complete. We move on to round 2.
I think,
man,
this point encapsulates a lot of what this match has been so far, which is Permafrost winning fights but not being able to close out, whether it's because they just can't get that last kill or the stalls coming in on behalf of Gaming Gators. Permafrost, I think we both thought, had first point dead to rights there. They invested duplicate. I even said that was a mistake, but the fight just kept going and going, and they just could not close that fight out, and ultimates will then come out for Gaming Gators, and they just keep holding on to that point.
Question for you. If you think that they held on to duplicate, do you think that Permafrost wins that first point?
Maybe. You have the Nano, you have the duplicate, and I think they had a Pulse Bomb as well there, going up against just the Sound Barrier, and they use Sound Barrier to keep Medic Man up early. I think there's a pretty strong chance that they win that fight if they keep that duplicate, but also at the same time, if you're really struggling to finish that fight, I can't say I blame you, but at the same time, I correct me if you disagree with me here, but I think Echo is one of the best characters, if not the best character in the game for finishing off.
Correct.
So when you're trying to close out a point and kill the people that are stalling, I think you just keep as the Echo, and then if you're not able to finish it out and the recontest comes in, I think that's when you use the duplicate.
Yes, Echo and Ana are probably my 2 top picks for finishing off a kill, and I do agree with you on that. But we'll save the analysis for after this map, however way this goes. But just Permafrost had it just on the side again, and we saw on Blizzard World. Oh, nice shot coming in on Chomsky from Hatter, and that probably just seals the deal for this fight already. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left, but they have to be able to just stop the point. ZXC going down is gonna be huge for them, but gonna be huge for Game Gators down the line, but not right now, as Hatter just needs to be just dealt with in some ways, just some type of pressure on him.
Now, I think ZXC is a good pick, but they will get back quickly, and we do see the Cassidy switch coming up from Solver once again. This is very reminiscent of Blizzard World. It looks like Chomsky is going to be switching as well, as they will be switching to the Torbjorn. Okay.
Hey, yo, let's go, baby. All right.
Love seeing a Torb come out. As Hatter goes down now, this could be huge for Gaming Gators.
Yes, unless Momo is able to res up Hatter, in which they need to be careful of. I don't think this is going to be happening. It's not going to be happening. Hatter will have barrage coming up, but we've seen him benefit more from his rockets rather than the barrage. But nonetheless, payload is going to go into this, and this is going to be a 3-0 for Gaming Gators.
Unless a miracle comes out from Hatter and ZXC, which is possible, this looks like the end of the map.
Oh, yeah, the miracle.
Oh, there's the miracle that I was just talking about. ZXC gets both Solver and Gozo with the Pulse Bomb. The fight's not over yet, but the barrage from Hatter gets another 2. That's a fight win for Permafrost.
You asked for a miracle and they gave you a blessing, and that's just even more so. Hatter and ZXC coming up huge and just so big. And this is what you pay them for. If they're being paid, I don't know their bank accounts. But Hatter and ZXC coming in big.
I asked for a blessing and they took me to church. Now Permafrost coming on both support ultimates here. This could be a bit of a snowball here. ZXC getting a pick on the Hanzo now. The Nano comes out onto Edge.
And Edge will go ahead and just use this Nano to kind of just space out some of the space on payload. I get a cleave where you have on the payload, just not really Just yeah, but ZXE it will go ahead and get the pick onto Adeline. And ooh, it's just looking bad. It's looking bad for the side of Gaming Gators. 1 minute 30 seconds up, but the payload is right there. The payload is literally just right there. It's
now,
so close.
They do have an ultimate advantage here. They're gonna have the beat. They do switch off of the cast back to the Reaper, which I'm not sure I agree with. You still are going. And honestly, you're getting outranged by ZXC's Hanzo, so match the point. You're coming up on Dragons, and you have the Valkyrie on behalf of Permafrost here. How do you win this for Gaming Gators?
You pop it and you hold left click or right click, preferably right click on this for the side of gaming, not Gaming Gators, but Permafrost, and Valkyrie will go ahead and be used. Self-destruct beacons will go ahead and be used as well, spacing it out and then point. There's only this on the payload. Oh my god, the payload will go ahead and get stopped from Permafrost. And just so many ultimates being used right now. How to use in the barrage, and Chomsky go ahead and use the molten core onto the payload, and the fight is just boiling down. The death will settle soon, but we'll see who is left standing for either side. Gaming Gators will go ahead and go down as well. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Medic Mate will go down as well, and I want to say because the fight can continue at any moment. But Permafrost just won this fight. 25 seconds left on the clock and more.
I think that stagger onto Medic Mate may have won the map. They are switching over to the Doomfist now. You have the Primal Rage, you'll probably get both Nano and Dragon if this fight goes on long enough. Only really Coalescence coming out for Gaming Gators. This could be a fight for Permafrost quite easily.
Mimi invested in the grenade. Hopefully that doesn't cost him this map. I hope not. Had will go ahead and get the pick on the Chomsky, and Had is just proving to be such a force in this map. Had is still alive. ZXE will go down, and Dragon Strike will probably not be used, but Had is still getting consistent picks. That's 3 so far for the side of Permafrost, and the only pepper left are Salva, who uses Death Blossom, and Metamain, who's still on point, but Permafrost still holding on to this, and Permafrost will go ahead and not be denied. We move on to a map 4.
Permafrost got full held and said we can do one better, and full held just better. They almost C9'd, which I don't know about you, but my heart stopped for a second there. Absolute heroics coming out from every member of Permafrost at that point. I think Hatter in particular had insane plays, you know, especially when Gaming Gators again, you're just able to go completely uncontested. You know, it was just all around well played from Permafrost there.
Yes, yeah, and we got to give it. Everyone on Permafrost put in their best foot, and I'm so sad we don't get to see the rest of Dorado. I want to see how the rest of that would have turned out, but moving on, we move on to the 4th map, and more importantly, we don't get a 3-0. We get a 3-1. We get a 3-1. We get a 3-2. Regardless, we still keep going. This is such a fun match so far, and this is just gonna keep going. I'm like a kid in the candy store. What can you expect from me?
Yeah, and I think this match definitely living up to expectations. You know, we talked beforehand, 2 undefeated teams in our Midnight division going head to head. Now, beforehand it was 2-0, right? I wasn't really telling the whole story. Really close maps, and I think we saw it there. Both teams like full hold on first point there. Absolutely insane play from Permafrost to win that. Now, our next map type is push. If you are Gaming Gators, where do you take this?
If you're Gaming Gators, you want to take this to a map win. I would hope yeah, I think if you're on the side of Gaming Gators, you need to think to yourself, okay, let's not mess around again, because as much as I love the tour pick, and I did love the tour pick,
I think we both did.
And we loved it for the wrong reasons. I'm sure we can both agree on that.
Yep.
We loved it for the wrong reasons. I think they don't go tour because not even considering the fact that Torbjorn, I love Torbjorn's damage output. I think he's a sleeper pick, me personally, but
I would agree with that.
When you go up against long sidelines like Fair, Hanzo, Widow, Ana, it's just not really all that worth it. And this isn't on Chomsky, not at all. I actually I love Torbjorn. I love going Torb. I actually like surprising people with Torb. I just don't think it was the right pick.
Yeah, I agree. I think Gaming Gators played well for what they were playing. I think the issue just was they weren't able to deal with that far out with that range damage. I think when you see Permafrost clearly opting more into this dive style where you're beating them in the rush, I think Dorado's an interesting map to take them to begin with. Yes. We are going to be going to Coliseo next. That is yet another map that you can play either the Brawl or the Dive on. I would definitely expect expect to see Gaming Gators kind of bunker down and keep playing this brawl, and Permafrost to keep playing this dive here.
Yes, yeah, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Permafrost's dive. I'll be the first one to say it because after two maps you wanted to just swap off comps, but maybe they just really they're limited. Is about the best way to say it. Or I don't know. I don't know the teams are like. Well, this is my first time ever seeing it, though. But I'm not. But yeah, if the dive is working, which it is now, and Gaming Gators continues to show small missteps that they make during the whole entire during the game, then we may go into a map 5.
100%.
This could be map 5.
I think Permafrost has potential to win this map. They just need to be playing the dive really well. Where the cart starts on Colosseo is heavily in favor of Brawl, and a lot of times when you look at things like Pro Play, when Brawl was meta on the map, you'll see them not push the cart too far forward. They'll kind of just leave it there and let the fight keep happening there because they know they have an advantage fighting there. So you have to make sure you're playing this dive well. And we're gonna see an Orisa coming out from Permafrost here. What do you take of this?
Man, I'm shocked. What do you want me to? Okay, so this is probably one of the best characters to pick onto for push maps because, and here's why. I love the fact that you can keep the robot in place for as long as you want. You can play your corners, you can play your environment. As Orisa, if Orisa is played right, which I'm sure Edge will be able to play Orisa right. I'm not saying they will not be, but I love Orisa onto push maps. I just do, and as well as Amacha as well. So this is really going to be a tank matchup, as well as a DPS matchup.
Especially with the recent changes to Orisa, a lot of sustain. When you have a Moira healing, it's going to be really hard to kill this Orisa. They need to make sure that they're focusing down other targets first and keeping Orisa isolated on an island where she can't get much.
The robot will be unlocked in about 15 minus 2 seconds. The robot is now unlocked, and Gaming Gators has the first possession of it, first custody of the robot, you could say. And still going down very, very quickly. And Red May is going to take this fight to Edge and need to block some of the damage coming in, and that's perfectly okay. Part of the kit. Fortify coming in as well. Just another blocking of the damage, and this is what I mean. This is what I am talking about. Damage mitigation. And ZXC going to go ahead and get the first pick of the map onto Solve It, and Solve It is going to go down. You're missing a ton of Cass's utility here.
100%. And when you're looking at Permafrost, they want you focusing on this Orisa. They have 2 poke DPS that are going to take a lot of value. And as I say that, of course, ZXC goes down to the Mei, but they're getting a lot of value just from taking the sightline behind this Orisa. You have to go past the Orisa. That's the folly of playing against an Orisa. You're so tempted to shoot her, but you can't do it. You have to shoot everybody else.
Yes, and Gaming Gators will go ahead and take the first true possession of the robot and just keep on pushing the progress onto potentially the first part. And I think that both tanks are really evenly matched in terms of composition wise, but just the picks coming in from not Solid, but from Chomsky and Solid, it's just maybe a bit too much handle for Permafrost.
And both teams traded DPS there, so they're able to take this fight, and there's a heavy ultimate advantage coming in for Permafrost here.
The Ghost Coalescence coming in for Mimi. I love to see it. Very good game, Blizzard. Had and ZXC gonna go ahead and get some more picks for the side of Permafrost and just keep on pushing the advantage. And the robot will go ahead and push for the other side now. And 7 minutes 50 seconds left, and there will not be any bonus time for this one. So whoever pushes the bot, I guess, will be the winner in the short term. Is what I'm trying to say.
That late kill on Atomsky, Gaming Gators might not be able to touch here. Gaming Gators did use 3 ultimates that last fight, but they still are pretty even, all things considered. As we do see Solver goes down to ZXC, Overclock comes out once again.
Yes, and just picks coming in some more for the side of Permafrost, and you are right. As early spawn advantage is already unlocked for the side of Permafrost, and this may be an early section off for Permafrost to just go ahead and get this in. They're just spawn camping Gaming Gators at this moment in time.
Now, Gaming Gators is switching comps. They switch to the Kiriko and the Lucio, which gives a little bit more flexibility, keeps your supports up a little bit longer. But I don't know if that's the solution to the issue right now. As we see the fight happening on point, both DPS are just holding the high ground. Suzu comes out early.
Yes.
And Hatter gets another pick.
Yes, and Susan coming out early may be detrimental or may be beneficial. You never know for either side. And Alden has to be able to use a swift step. And here comes one of the best ultimates in the game. And now he's coming in from Medic Main. And Medic Main has been able to use the matcha very well. But Terrace is coming in as well, pulling in everyone on the side of Gaming Gators. And just such an evenly matched fight. At least I thought it was. But Permafrost is able to just take advantage for them and not for Gaming Gators.
Now, something we weren't able to talk about before is Solver switches over to the Genji. Now we are going to be seeing a Queen swap as well. So they're going a full comp swatch. This Genji and Tracer is going to be able to contest this a little bit better. Oh, and we see a pulse bomb get eaten immediately by Edge.
And Edge eating the post bomb may have been huge because everyone was so grouped up, and that may have been awful for the side of Permafrost. But nonetheless, Gaming Gators will go ahead and take the robot for themselves. Just taking the ball and not even wanting to share some of it. You selfish players. Now Gaming Gators will go ahead and you swap onto Junkerton. I'm sorry. Soundbarrier coming in from Ghostwell. Go right ahead and use it. Just bring up some support, some additional support for the side of Gaming Gators. And the robot has not moved a single inch. And Edge is, for some reason, in the backline as Larissa. What is happening here?
It's just surviving.
Gaming Gators is able to get some picks, but onto the side of Permafrost. They can turn this. They probably will turn this in the long term. But so far, the robot is still in the side of Gaming Gators, and Edge is about to go down. Ooh. If not for the fact that Mimi is right there, Terrace again is coming right in it, and Edge is able to get two. And talk about turning this around. We can turn this into a whole entire 180 degrees, and triple kill coming in from Edge.
That is huge coming out from Edge, and as we talked about in the beginning, to kill critical health for so long there, it means nothing. Now we are going to see the Kitsune Rush and the Blade coming out for Gaming Gators. It will be met by an overclock and soon a beat for Permafrost. Look at this overclock to come out early from ZXC, get an opening pick potentially.
Oh, and Permafrost was not able to be able to get the first point in, and that's so important. Kitsune Rush coming in, overclock coming in, Dragon Blade coming in, and Solver views.
We might have lost glitch there, but huge turnaround from Solver. Continues to take the fight. Kitsune Rush and Blade invested there. As ZXC did get an opening pick with the overclock, just as we were talking about, but just the continued commitment by both Adlin and Solver won that fight for. I don't know if glitch is back, so we're going to be doing our best to play-by-play this as we see the Orisa stalling out on the cart, backing up a little bit. Poking on both sides, Junker Queen taking space. Big Dynamite coming in for Hatter. Coming up on both support ults for Permafrost, excuse me. Look to see potentially Coalescence opening pick onto Medic Main here.
Yeah, and Medic Main will go ahead and go down as well. Ghost Rider as well as some other members for the side of Gaming Gators. And maybe just go ahead and get three. I just realized all three of those were because of Mimi. What is happening? What is this map? I see Arisa in the back line. I see Mimi go ahead and get 3 kills without a damage roll, by the way. What is this? What is Permafrost doing?
Mimi, the self-proclaimed calming influence of Permafrost, gets a little bloodthirsty there. Gets 3 kills. Now, a lot of ultimates coming up for Permafrost once again. Look for the Queen ult, and as you see that, immediately countered by the Blade. Potentially DPS ult. ZXC gets Chomsky immediately.
And and it's just so many ultimates on the side of Permafrost, and they will probably use all of them. But Ghostwell will go ahead and use Sound Barrier to just supplement the heals that they need for Gaming Gators. Permafrost is still being able to lay on the pressure, lay on the damage coming in so far. Permafrost will probably most likely go ahead and get this first section in if Gaming Gators will allow them to. I don't know what it is about these two teams not getting the first section of the map in, but finally, for the first time in a long time, the first section is now finally in their grasp.
Now, Permafrost used both support ults there, but they traded for the beat and the Rampage from the Junker Queen from Medic Main. That's a good trade as we see both Terra Surge and Bob coming. Bob going a little bit too far, able to just get LOS there. Potentially an overclock could come out for ZXC if they want to win this fight.
Bob went long, and Bob probably. I don't think that was intended position of Bob, but nonetheless, Kitsune was coming in from Alden, just trying to push the damage output and the speed in onto Permafrost, and damage also will probably not be used, but overclock will be used as well. ZXC gonna go ahead and get the first pick of the overclock, but probably just the first pick, 50 HP and a dream for the side of ZXC, and if they're not careful. They go take a trip right back to spawn.
Yeah, I mean, Overclock did get value. It's just a little bit too late. The Senior Rush had already come out. Now, looking forward, Chomsky's Death Blossom could be huge here. There's no ultimates. You just have to make sure you don't get speared out of it by Edge. You're coming up on a pretty big ultimate advantage for Gaming Gators Gold here. They could just steamroll this next part of the map.
And as we see, Gaming Gators, it does indeed have the robot at this moment in time, but Salva going down may just flip the possession of the robot once again, and this is very detrimental. And Hatter once again just proving his worth to the team, getting consistent picks again and again.
Yeah, I mean, the Junker Queen doing her best right now, but just it's so hard to dislodge an Orisa just standing on. You see Coalescence come out, they could use that to win the fight. Yes. I think they likely just take big spear stopping the rampage there.
Nice spear coming in from Edge, and that probably would have just saved this whole entire fight. But Permafrost is still in this. Permafrost is still going to be able to just keep in this fight. Dragon Strike, Sound Barrier, Coalescence, not all in one order. The Dragon Strike coming in from both sides. What's that? Terror Surge coming in from the side of Permafrost, and I don't know who is winning this fight. I don't know who is losing this fight. But I do know that the robot is not being pushed whatsoever. With 30 seconds left on the clock, if the robot is not pushed, Gaming Gators is going to lose this map.
Yeah, I think Gaming Gators overinvested a little bit. You're down in the fight. I don't think that's winnable. You can take a quick disengagement, as we see Mimi getting exit frags once again. And we see Permafrost not pushing the car here. They don't need to. Ultimates on both sides. Look for an Overclock and a Death Blossom. Death Blossom is what's going to win Gaming Gators this fight if they're able to get a good one.
Yes, and I think Chomsky may just try to use that, but no Death Blossom for this next fight, and this is gonna be so huge. Alden does need to have a Casino Rush. Casino Rush will go ahead and be used. Overclock will be used on the side of Permafrost, and ZXC needs to be able to just pull out something huge for them to just stop this fight right here and now take this to a map 5 if need be. But Medic Main says no to none of that, nuts to that. Medic Main getting the kill on the Mimi, and this may have just turned the entire fight to the favor of Gaming Gators. But ZXC is still does indeed have a lot of charge for the rail cannon, and Edge and the rest of Permafrost is still in this, still on the fight. The only person left to tell the tale is Ghostwell, but if Ghostwell is able to just keep onto the robot, this would be a hell of a story to tell. Salva is now next up, but it looks like it's just another stag, and Salva going down as well, and Permafrost takes this to a map 5. This is huge. This is so exciting. You're going to a map 5, man.
I am glad Permafrost was able to win that one. Yes. I was worried for a bit there that Chomsky was going to have a huge ultimate, but Gaming Gators is something I can't say I agree with, which they use Chomsky to touch, but that just means he's going to die immediately, and that's one of the 2 ultimates you have. I know that you're switching compositions, but I think you need the Death Blossom if you're going to be able to win that fight, and I think it showed.
And who knows what would happen if Chomsky wasn't the first one to go in. Maybe even the Trace. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the player's name. Forgive me, but who knows what would have happened. I would have loved to have seen that Death Blossom come out. And as soon as I saw the Death Blossom, because I like to play until the map is officially over. As soon as I saw the Death Blossom. So I saw the Death Blossom come out, I was like, okay, all right, that sucks. I don't know if I was thinking the map was over, but I was thinking we're not gonna see that Death Blossom. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, I think what I would like to say now, I was personally doubting Permafrost when they were coming out on the Orisa. I like Orisa comps more than a lot of other people, but I really didn't think Colosseum was the map for it. But Edge was able to just completely stand like a monument on the statue, unmoving. He was not dislodged whatsoever, and that just won Permafrost so many fights.
Right, and oh man, this is gonna be again a barn burner. Do not miss anything, you guys. We're going to a map 5 between Gaming Gators and Permafrost. This has been such a good game so far. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back in 5 minutes. See you then. Toast. And welcome. Well, first off, welcome everyone to Rainbow Opens Week 3 between Permafrost and Gaming Gators. And Toast, man, these last 4 maps have just been nothing less than of classics so far between both of these teams. And the only sad part about this game, someone has to lose. Both these teams going in undefeated 2-0. And it sucks because both of these teams are putting in such a strong effort. I don't want to see either of them lose.
Yeah, unfortunately, tiebreaker maps are usually control, which you can't really draw. So we will be seeing an end here. Will it be earlier with Permafrost, or is Gaming Gators going to stop that from happening with the final map? This is a more brawl-centric map, as we are going to be going to Nepal here on control. Do you think Permafrost's momentum is going to carry them to this win here?
Momentum can be your greatest asset or your greatest liability, and Permafrost is currently having the asset known as momentum on their side. It's just and Permafrost does indeed have the momentum, and you gotta feel for Gaming Gators because right now mentality probably low unless they have a nice guy or a nice girl in on their side. Then it's just such a killer because it's right now we're looking at a recipe for the side of Permafrost, but I don't know. It's too close to call, and Nepal will be our last game deciding map in this match, and it's just I don't want this to end. I don't want either of these teams to lose. But as you said, they can only be one team that will go forward as an undefeated squad.
Yeah, and we are going to be going to Shrine first, and if we're talking about momentum, Permafrost likes playing the dive. This is the map that you can play the dive on the best, in my opinion. If Gaming Gators wants a chance to win this, if you play well, if Gaming Gators wants a chance to win this, they need to win this map. If you let Permafrost keep their momentum going, it's going to be dangerous, as we are going to see Permafrost not going to opt into the dive we were just talking about. They're going to go back to the Orisa comp that worked for them so well in Colosseo.
Ooh, really interesting. Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. Medic Man going on to the right side with Salva on this matchup, one of the best characters right now in this current meta. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting because had his fair versus Salva's Symmetra, and we've seen Salva just do some great things on other DPS characters. I don't see why Salva wouldn't be that good on Symmetra.
You need to be careful with this poke damage you're going to get in this Far Mercy. You can, as we've seen in previous maps, you can die really early here, and you really have nothing to deal with it on behalf of Gaming Gators.
Yes, and already we see how to just go ahead and use the poke damage efficiently as well. Already up to half the ultimate charge already. This Mercy damage was a killer, but Edge is going to go ahead and press the advantage for Gaming Gators. And Alden will go ahead and get the kill onto Mimi. That's the main support down, but that's perfectly okay. Hadda will go ahead and get the first support out of the way on Ghostwell. Ooh, nice shot coming in from Hadda onto Alden and onto Ghostwell as well. And the point will unlock for Gaming Gators, and the point is already ticking for Permafrost. But I think that
you can get a recontest here from Permafrost.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you heard my reaction there, that was Solver knocking down a Far Mercy as a Symmetra, which is incredibly impressive. As we are gonna see, Permafrost is gonna come up with the point. Gaming Gators did get a solid 11%, but they couldn't win the fight, and now you're coming up on a barrage already for Hatter.
And just such a good ultimate charge coming in from Hadda, and shouts out to Momo as well, because Momo is half of the reason, literally, of why Hadda is able to get his ultimate so quickly. And this ultimate probably gonna be used next fight. I can just smell it, just call it a hunch. But Hadda and Momo just already in the sky, just raining down their will onto Gaming Gators, and Chomsky is just trying to go ahead and go into a poke fight between ZXC and not really being able to do much. They call it a stalemate, but that's perfectly okay. In my book, Gaming Gators will go ahead and just go and get down by 2 from Hadda onto Permafrost, and Chomsky will go ahead and take down Hadda, but they need to be careful that Momo is not able to res him because they need to be able to keep as many numbers as they can for the side of Gaming Gators, but numbers will not be able to help them in this instance. ZXC will go ahead, as well as other members of Permafrost, be able to just stay them off and keep them off the payload for just a little bit longer.
Now, Gaming Gators has had a full comp switch here. They really want to shut down this Far Mercy, but what that's going to allow for Permafrost is Edge is just going to get so much value. If you're focusing so hard in on this Pharah, you're going to lose a lot more members to this Sojourn, as we see the Overclock come out, and this Orisa, as we see Edge get another kill.
And Nano Clock coming in, as I just thought of it in my head about while you were giving your analysis, but good analysis as always, Toast. But that Nano Clock coming in, and ZXC is able to just push the advantage. But one thing I want to point out, Salva uses Salva used his Deadeye, and Deadeye will not be available for this next fight. The only thing that's available is self-destruct and a Valkyrie and a nano boost. And who do you nano? From my guess, it would probably be the Ash.
I would Ash or Diva potentially, but with the self-destruct.
Oh no! No!
Oh, that's
nano boost was used.
brutal.
Nano boost was used. I think it was on Medic Man. I see the blue oil coming in. Had to go ahead and get some more kills as well. ZXC able to just come in as well, and Permafrost is already just going to go ahead and seal this and make this a round 1 win, and we move on to a match point situation.
Yeah, Momo somehow dying at the end there, drifting gracefully down into the snow, but I think. And I'm sure you would agree with me here. We 100% saw the mental come into effect there. Gaming Gators have lost 2 brutal maps back to back between losing to an Orisa head-on and such a close game on Dorado. They start losing to this Pharah, and they immediately full comp switch onto an anti-Pharah comp, but they're just giving so much free reign to the other members of Permafrost.
Yeah, and there's not much you can really particularly do if you're on the side of Gaming Gators, and mentality and attitude plays such a huge role into the game known as Overwatch, especially when you have a coordinated team. And this is not the time to just start faltering. You need to be able to just keep the attitude that you had in the first 2 maps. And I know that this is a battle of attrition that I've said most over and over again, but I mean it when I say it. And the dive coming in for the side of Gaming Gators, and Edge is onto the Orisa, and Orisa it shockingly surprised me.
And we see picks coming in once again on Permafrost, coming in from Permafrost DPS of Hatter and ZXE. I'm not a huge fan of the dive on Village. I think this is a much more point control centric map. The Pharah is something you can see come in every once in a while, as we see Hatter stick on that. But if you're playing dive into this Orisa composition, you're gonna have a hard time fighting on point.
Yes, and it's gonna be such a tough fight, especially for this section of Nepal. I don't know if dive is the correct move here, but you gotta make something work and gotta make something happen fast. And this one of the only things that they will come up with, and I don't blame them whatsoever. But I do feel for them. But they are able to get the point unlocked. The Tosuke goes down as well, but it's an eco trade coming in from both sides, and it's just point contention onto the point as well.
And what we did see there is actually how you're going to have to win on dive. Mimi and Momo got separated from Edge there. And while Orisa can live through a lot, if she's not going to live through everything. So when you separate those supports like that, you are able to burn her down. But we are going to see a recontest coming in from her.
Oh, Hatter's not able to get jack with that. Hatter's Barnes is not able to get anything whatsoever, and Permafrost goes down as well. And this is what I'm talking about. You gotta keep the momentum of what you have so far. And you and me both, those were both doubting the die pick, and I'm not gonna shy away from that. I do think there are better comps, but whatever works, and this is working for the side of Gaming Gators, and they're about to reach halfway point for this round.
Now Permafrost does make a full comp switch here, but they almost had the overclock for ZXC, so I'm not sure.
That's why I'm soldiering. Why this one?
Yeah, so they are playing a much better composition into the dive here now, though. So it might be, this could still be a fight win for them, as we do see Solver.
And Solver will go ahead and just go down, and this leaves Medic Mage to just clear some of the damage as well. The Trauma Wedge will go ahead and come online, but not be used as of yet. Ghost World Sound Barrier is not going to be used, as he's going right back to spawn. Medic Mage popping the Trauma Wedge, but it's just so many other numbers you got to contend with. Medic Mage got to get out of there quick, fast, and hurry. Chomsky going down as well, and the point is still unlocked for the side of Gaming Gators, but Permafrost not giving up without a fight. 17% and counting for Permafrost.
Now, this Junker Queen comp that Permafrost is going to be running is going to be really hard to play the dive into, as we are going to sweep the composition switch for Gaming Gators. Crucially, though, unlike ZXC switching over to the Reaper immediately, they are going to stay on the Echo for this duplicate. I think in this case, that might be a bit of a mistake here.
I'm not too sure about that. I think that when combine that with the fact that oh my god, the fight is just breaking down. I don't have time to respond to what you just said. And Gaming Gators is coming in, and ZXC coming in with the Death Blossom is able to get just all of it, and the Immortality build is not much, but it is a lot. Had it in Momo going ham as well and getting more consistent picks, and this is gonna go down to the wire, isn't it? I can already just see it, 60% and counting for the side of Permafrost.
Yeah, forget what I said about the duplicate. That was actually really big, getting the Junker Queen. You get Edge down really early with that wall. now is going to be really interesting. You're going to have the Blade, you're going to have the Rampage. Expect to see both of them probably use at the same time. And on behalf of Gaming Gators, you really don't have any ultimate to take this fight dry.
Yes, and you gotta just go ahead and just push this fight in as much as you can. Just bait out as much time as you can. As this we are now in one fight territory right now. Edge going to go ahead and mute and use the abilities. Dragon Blade coming out from Hatter, and this is exactly what you want if you're on the side of Gaming Gators. Because right now you need to reset and regroup. You have a Blizzard coming in. You have the Amp Matrix coming in. Let me just shorten it. You have an Amp Matrix coming in, and as well as just other things. But 7 seconds. 7 seconds and counting. Ooh. Someone has to touch on from the side of Gaming Gators.
Edge getting 2 crucial picks. They will get a touch for Gaming Gators, but will it be enough as Solver is going to go down? They had an ultimate advantage, but they just weren't able to capitalize on it because they were taking the fight so far in their own territory. Permafrost is going to pull off the reverse sweep and win here in map 5 on Nepal.
Yes, and I'll get into this later, but well done from both teams. You can't take away anything from either side, especially Gaming Gators. If that had been me on the side of those last two of map 3 and map 4, I would have been not a happy camper, but I wouldn't have showed it. And they showed that they still have fight in them to just have the last round be a well fought one.
Listen, as someone who has been on Gaming Gators' side of the reverse sweep before, it is absolutely brutal, and especially when you get to that map 5, your mental state plays a huge factor. And I think on that first map of Shrine, we really saw that come into effect. They started getting, damaged by the Pharah a lot, and they immediately hyper-fixate on this one thing that's causing them problems and completely neglect the rest of the composition that they're playing against. They did a really good job on Village. It was a close map, but ultimately the composition swap from Permafrost onto the Junker Queen ended up winning them that map.
So, not to toot my own horn, and again, congratulations to both teams. I called this during the break. I'm gonna say I called this. I don't know why I called it a hunch, but eventually Permafrost, and I was just blowing smoke out my butt. But I didn't actually think they actually reverse sweep it.
As a witness, I can say Glitch 100% called the reverse sweep. He said, "This is." I said it's doable, but I doubted it considering the 0-2 start. I was wrong, Glitch was right, and I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, man, this is just a lot of fun, man. And I'm so sad. I'm sad for a lot of things. I'm sad for this. I'm sad for the side of Gaming Gators. I'm sad that we have to. I'm sad that we have to just end this stream at all. I would love to keep this going, but people have to go to bed. People have to resume the rest of their lives and not be forced behind this camera. Oh man, but quick analysis. Let's go ahead and get into it. MVPs. What do you got?
Oh, that's so tough. If you had asked me first half of maps, I probably would have given it to Medic Main on behalf of Gaming Gators. But I think personally, it has to be Permafrost. They won a lot of those maps, especially maps 4 and 5, based off of Edge's Orisa and his Junker Queen. Without Edge on that team, I don't know that they win maps 4 and 5.
Yes, yeah, and oh man, I don't know. My MVP goes out to Mimi. I think. I think Mimi just shows that that the support space can be a critical role, as well as go ahead and stepping up as well with the monkey player. I think that when you combine those two together, they make a very good tandem. But I think everyone in this, and I don't mean to sound hokey or corny when I say this, everyone in this match is an MVP.
Yeah,
I don't think you disagree.
I was about to say it's a struggle to pick an MVP on the side of Permafrost just because the second half of the series they all turned up. It didn't matter if it was Hatter and Chomsky coming in to win Rook coming in to win those pivotal fights on DPS on Dorado, Hatter coming in and forcing the comp switch, playing the Pharah, whether it was Edge just dominating on whatever tank he was playing, Mimi getting insane value out of whatever support she was on, and then honestly main support, as a main support player I can say often not talked about role, but Momo was a strong performer throughout the series, whether it was on the Brig, Lucio, or Mercy. It seemed like he was always in the kill feed.
Yeah, it's just yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm just so sad because I should be more happy that it happened more than sad that it ended. So before we do before we potentially have a post game interview, we want to go ahead and shout out the stream that we are doing, the charity stream that we are, the charity, not the charity stream, but the charity
What is
stream
the
that we
charity
are
stream?
doing. Right, correct. Thank you. This is all for OK2BU. It is a space for LGBTQIA plus members to just go ahead, or specifically the LGBTQ kids, to just find a space that they will be accepted at, and you can find out more information about OK2BU by using the Twitch command !OK the number 2 BU, the letter B and the letter U, and you can find out more information from there. Toast.
And if you do, for whatever reason, forget the command, it is in the name of the stream. So it should be easy to find. Really good charity, really good cause that we're supporting here at Marmaris. And I believe we have a player interview from Mimi coming up.
We did get word to just keep these short as possible. So we won't try to make everyone wait for them. But while we wait for the player to come on in and question, I think the biggest reason that Permafrost won this game was because I think that Gators was probably just, I don't know, playing a bit around too much on map 3, and that was the turning point, the climax, if you will. And I don't know, this whole entire game was like 5 stages of storytelling, but I'll get into that later.
Right now we have the calming influence of Permafrost, a pivotal member of this reverse sweep. Mimi, welcome. How do you feel after this?
Thank you. I feel amazing. Like we really worked really hard to get that game back where we wanted it to, and to really play our own strats, and it feels amazing to win.
And again, congratulations. I had you for my MVP, but I said that. Pleasure to meet you. My name's Glitch.
Nice to meet you.
I think that when you combine all of that, all of what the pieces of Permafrost had, and before we get into our questions, again, good play that you had as well on the support piece. Toast, you want to ask the first question, or do you want me to?
I can ask the first question. So, please. Mimi, you guys, despite losing the first 2 maps, bunkered down and committed to playing your own game. Did you ever have second thoughts about maybe we should switch something up and change our style a little bit, or were you committed to playing what you had prepped already?
We had, even from the first map, we thought maybe the monkey wouldn't work and we should probably switch, but we did try like other comps, like to mirror the Ram against them, or the Rhine, and it just didn't work. So we figured if we just change our playstyle a little bit, and thanks to our coaches giving us some advice, we did, and it worked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do that?
You can do the next question.
Cool, yo. Hello again, Mimi. As my MVP, you and I told you, because you showed that as Honor, you were able to just use different angles that you had in the map to not really get picked off, especially staying alive as much as you can. Right. And you were able to do that so well, and I guess my question is, how much did Momo, your dancing partner on the support lineup, really help you with that? Because they were mostly on Mercy from what we saw,
right?
So they had to keep that in mind as well. So how much did Momo really impact this game with you?
So of course Momo always keeps me alive. Like I would never survive as long on my own, like if he was on like a Lucio maybe, or a Zen. So it's hard to say exactly how much he helped, because of course I'm not really looking at like what he's doing and that sort of thing. It's mostly just getting my team to tell me where the enemy team is, and then like rotating and playing off of that, and then the packs and the inspire and all of that really helps. So it's a team effort. Right. But Momo's the GOAT. I love that guy.
we love the main support. Shout out there. So Glitch can attest to this. You were obviously his MVP. Even when you guys were down 0-2 on coming up after Blizzard World, we were talking a lot specifically about you and your on the game. When you're playing that Ana and you hit things like a 3-4 man anti-nade and your team isn't able to win the fight off that, is that kind of demoralizing? Do you think that it helps you knowing that you're still getting value, or do you still push for that switch in composition?
I think that sometimes I don't always call out the antis well enough and like the target prio well enough. So I don't really like get discouraged by it. It's just like figuring out how else I can play or calm differently, or switching to Moira, who's also super fun because you get to kill things a lot more.
We saw plenty of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it doesn't really bother me. You know?
Yes. Okay, last question, and we'll leave you off with this. So now that Permafrost is one of the undefeated teams going into this Rainbow Open,
Yeah.
I hope we can catch your games again. But what else can we see from Permafrost coming into this one entire tournament?
What else can you see? More wins, of course.
Okay.
Obviously.
I don't know. Maybe we'll pull out like a hog comp someday. Maybe we'll try that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I whatever you guys do plan on doing for the rest of this Rainbow Open, whether it be compositions, hopefully more wins, obviously. But one thing I'm looking forward to is another great game, because this has been a blast coming in. Thank you so much, Mimi, and thank you so much to the rest of Permafrost as well for just showing me and Toast a good time and having us just cast over it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Congratulations on your win again, Mimi.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. So Toast and final thoughts before we head off.
Pretty much, I am just very excited to see Permafrost in the future, and I just want to make sure people remember Gaming Gators is still a very strong team. They almost had us at Dorado. They full held Permafrost on first point. Don't sleep on Gaming Gators yet either. Permafrost has shown that they are the better team right now, but Gaming Gators in a rematch could still win that.
I don't disagree with you whatsoever. And I'll finish this off with this. This has been such a fun tournament so far. Gaming Gators and Permafrost, as well as many other matches. And all of these matches have just been so much fun. And it's just so much fun to just witness and cast over. Most of the cast over, but that's just me. I love but I love casting for my boy personally. But let's go ahead and end this off. Toast, you're the man. This has been a lot of fun. But producers, observers, everyone here, thank you all so much, and thank you to you, the viewers, for watching the stream. I've been Glitch JH, and Toast, you're the man. And we will.